Awesome. What's up, everyone? So thank you for joining this incredibly impromptu, random lunch and learn thing that we decided to do when I was at gym. Anyway, yeah, so it's been Ignite. I know some of you are tired. I know people like Rob have been up until like 1 a.m. just watching what's been going on. You can see that he's been doing a lot of hard work and he's been sharing with us. Anyway, so I wanted to ask real quick, Arif, I'm going to start with you. What have you been watching? Have you seen anything? What stood out to you from the Ignite stuff?
I think the biggest thing is Fabric, right? Fabric is GA now. Woohoo! Finally, been waiting a long time for that to come into general availability, and I can't wait to actually get that out into the market. Start working with our partners, collaborating, and making sure that we can transition them into what is now the first, analytics SaaS platform at this scale. And I think Satya actually said it's probably one of the biggest announcements since SQL Server, right? And that is.
Yeah.
Wow, that is big news. So yeah, I can't wait to get stuck in. There's some ancillary things which are probably not as big, but integration service environments with a new UI and everything.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome for making sure customers can integrate their systems really well. So I'm super stoked. Absolutely.
Amazing. Maybe Paul, any ideas, anything you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, I guess some of the standout things for me we're looking at the investments that's being made right across the stack, right down to the low level fiber that connects these massive servers together, how we can take that entire infrastructure. And I guess it's something that we often overlook sometimes as software people. We work up here and look at the nice shiny veneer at the top, but even down to the new servers, the chips that Microsoft are building and putting in the data centers and connecting together to allow us to work up here and almost abstract away that complexity and put that hyperscale in place for us is mind-blowing to me. So yeah, that was one of my big takeaways from the announcements.
I heard you say chips, right? And that just kind of fired my Alvaro firing spark in my brain. The minute you say chips or GPUs, Alvaro's like there, he gets summoned. So Alvaro, anything you want to share from what you've seen?
Yeah, actually, on the chip part, I was amazed to see that there's a chip actually to do cloud services. We are chipizing everything, dude. I mean, we're bringing entire services and cramming them into chips, which from an electronic setup point of view makes things so much faster. It's ridiculous. And also another thing that for me was like, wow, this is a huge, is that they just developed an LLM, another in the market that is competing with OpenAI, with with Llama, etc. And I was like, dude, I gotta play with this stuff, download it, start messing with it. So really stuck with it.
Oh, you legend. Okay, I'm going to do one more. And I'm going to pick Martin because you rocked up late. What's up, man? Dude, what was your favorite thing about Ignite? Do you have anything you want to share?
I've got to be selfish, and I've got to say at the head of data that I'm really excited to see that Fabric has gone GA. I just think the fact that this is going to bring together everything, it's an entire wrapper ecosystem, bringing everything kind of in that data space, and it is built for the AI era. So really excited to see that GA and see what we can do with all of our customers.
Amazing. Thank you. Okay, Dory, we're going to get more opinions as we go, right? So thank you, Martin. So we've got two fabrics. So I want to show you something real cool. Donna shared this with me yesterday, and she's like, go and look at this post. So I was like, okay, and digging around the book of news and stuff. And you'll probably recognize these words. So I'm going to bring up the first Copilot, okay, this time. And I'm probably going to ask Mike a little bit later what he thinks on this. But you can start seeing that the adopt, extend, and build Copilot experiences has come out, right? So this is on the Microsoft website. And you can actually see you've got your adoption piece there. You've got your extend part over there. You'll notice the words low code coming out quite a lot. And then your build piece, again, low code, where they rebranded Power Virtual Agent to Copilot Studio, okay, which is super cool. So there are actually two people on this call. I'm going to pick on Mike, who have extended and actually built something really cool using the OpenAI function, and kind of you've manufactured your own sort of Copilot. Hey, Mike and John. Mike, do you want to go for it?
Yeah. So we've extended what is essentially a Dataverse table with Azure OpenAI to be able to build out some of the foundations of some of the solutions that we build. So we could ask what is essentially our own Copilot to go off and get some domain knowledge of certain sectors, give it a business case, and just say, hey, go off and put this together. Go put ERD diagram together. We've even started to extend that now to do things like building user stories. And me and John are actually talking about how do we get this thing to start documenting this for us as well. So can we get it to like, produce some documentation that we can keep along with this? And this is a great way to like store up all of those examples that we can build, and it helps us to on that first engagement with our customers as well. So yeah, this is super exciting. I really can't wait to get my hands on this.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I'm really, and once we saw what your extended Copilot function could do, the thing that you and John made was awesome. You guys had a good response on the net. So here's something cool, right? So if you have a look at what this looks like, the adopt, extend, and build, we decided it would be a good idea at ANS to launch our own version of this, right? So we obviously completely decided to pillage what Microsoft do, and we followed some best practice. But on our website, you can pop into your enterprise piece over here, go to data and AI, and select Copilot. And we have a awesome little page where you can go and sign up for a Navigator, which I'll leave to Rob to explain a little later. And if you go down, you can see that we've decided to navigate, which is effectively planning your whole progress around deploying Copilots. There's lots of them. I think we're at 200 around there. I'm not too super sure. You can drive your adoption layer, which I'll ask Janet to chat around a little later. You have your extension piece, which is effectively what Mike and John have done really well, is extended their own Copilot and build. But part of this program of work is actually running an assessment and figuring out where you are as far as your wider Copilot landscape goes. So a lot of people put pretty pictures on their website. We figured that we'd do something a little different and actually show you what it looks like. And this is the front end of one of the Copilot readiness assessments we do. This is not just focusing on one Copilot. You could have multiple in here. And the idea is that the assessment will look at various, what we call dimensions. So things like change management, enablement. It breaks it down into people, process, and platform. Okay. And you can actually see you get a score out of 500. So you can figure out where you are and potentially what your goal is and figure out what you need to do. Now, the really good part is that we can tell you where your areas of strength are versus where your areas of growth need to be. And obviously, if you've got your guardrails set up, wonderful. We'll flag that for you. Obviously, this organization didn't have great guardrails, which is pretty sad. The other thing is that you can say, okay, well, based on our plan, I would like to be at level, say, 300 over there. And that will enable me to allow Copilots, or if it's the M365 version, be released to a small audience. But if you're at level 400, you can widen your audience. Okay. So that's pretty important. And if you want to sign up for one, just simply click on the link and somebody will get hold of you. Okay, which is pretty exciting. So I hope that's cool. I do want to let you know that when we go through this Navigator, there's a couple of things that happen. We'll do a Copilot intro, depending on the Copilots you're looking at. So we need to figure that out first. There's lots of them, right? So if you're looking at Power Platform Copilots, you may have a different goal in mind. Like you may actually want to go and build something rather than get people to adopt. So we'll take you through that plan of ecosystem. Our wonderful friend Janet will run a purpose-driven workshop with you. Yep. So that'll get you a little bit more around like what to do in the future. Then we get into the nitty-gritty stuff, which is the assessment. So one of our buddies that's not on the call, Stephen Crow, he leads security. So what he will be doing is taking you through a security audit, looking at your M365 landscape. And then Team Arif will likely be looking at the data piece. And then Team Janet, once again, people in process, right? To make sure that you've got the right kind of folks in place in the processes. We'll stick to a plan together for you for like the next, say, 8 months or whatever you'd like. And then finally, we'll present that back. So that's really what that looks like. And yeah, we're really excited. So hopefully that all makes sense. What I thought I'll do now is kind of jump back off screen and get a couple more perspectives, if that's cool. So Copilot's going to be all over the place. It's embedded in all your products. But again, that's tech, right? Tech is wonderful, but there's something way more important than technology. And Janet, do you want to talk about some of the stuff you're doing with people?
Yeah. So sometimes I feel like I'm the fun police because I love the tech, but I love the people more. And we have to put a foundation in. So, and you know what, folks, we're even doing this internally within our own organization. We need to understand, what are we going to do with AI? What is our vision? Where do we want to get to? You know what, that takes a little bit of time. So I focus on, as an organization, how do you want to use it? And remember, adoption is a number of things. So you want to do adoption internally within your IT. How do I do this myself? How do I do my own prompts? And the boys, because they're all boys, will take care of all of the governance side of things. but what about the people that are going to use this new technology outside IT in the business? There's different types of adoption. There's adoption using the stuff we're going to give them, and there's the adoption of the technology that they are empowered to do it themselves. As much as we will things to happen, it doesn't happen without a process. So I sometimes feel like the fun police going, come on, let's slow it down. Let's focus on the people. So without the people, the shiny stuff doesn't work.
Absolutely. Thank you, Janet. And before I hand over to Rob, I just want to say one more thing. You know, if you're running with low code at the moment, like Power Platform or even competitors, that's cool, right? And we've got Jason on the call. Jason leads our low code practice. And you know, adopting things like AI is actually very similar to adopting low code. So, Jace, do you want to share something very short about the ecosystem approach?
Yeah, and it's something that I'm actually factoring into budget and headcount for next year as well. So, as we said, it's a technology, and we always thought that the ecosystem methodology that we kind of put together was tech agnostic. Doesn't it make a difference what it is? It's all around your platform, your processes, your people, and what the hell it is that you want to build the portfolio. So the only thing is that it's kind of taking it to the layer above, which is the M365 piece. So what we're going to be focusing on probably for next year is also working with Steve Crow and cross-training and up-training, a little bit like what he's doing with you, Arif, as well, on the guys knowing the M365 security piece, the security talking, that guardrails around essentially the platform. So that's the plan and that's the vision, and I think the guys that are in the ecosystem side are more than happy to quite stoked, using one of Mr. Huntingford's words, to jump in and get involved with what's involved with Copilot as well as low code. Because for me, we always thought low code was the tissue for data and security and everything else. It's now low code and Copilots in my mind.
Yeah, and thanks, Jace. And I've realized we haven't asked Karen yet around what she thinks around the people part. So do you want to share something real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. So being in account management, speaking with customers over the last year or so, engaging a lot of them on the ecosystem navigator. It's basically about getting them through the hard part, getting them to understand where they currently are and where they want to be. And, the acceptance that despite all this exciting stuff, people don't have the skill sets in-house necessarily. So it's taking on that journey. And I see, very much the similar process happening for Copilot and AI. I'm already having discussions with customers about it, and already, customers are really keen to get on that navigator for Copilot at the moment.
Oh, thank you, Karen. Okay, and with that, I want to fire it over to Rob. So Rob's one of our directors of technology. He's an absolute ledge, and again, the dude had his ear glued to the ground with this stuff. So Rob, do you want to wrap this up for us, man?
Yeah, thanks, Chris. I think where to start. Last 24 hours has been a whirlwind of information. So much has come out, so many things changing. You're almost relearning everything overnight. For me, Ignite, the big focus, obviously data and AI. There's no denying where Microsoft's focus is at the minute. And I think it's really nice to see them embarking on, creating their own chips. I think, AI is definitely the future. And those new chips are what's going to push the boundaries of that future as they progress and mature. AI is the key. It's the key to productivity within an organization, and it's the key to relevance as well in this new age. And I think the organizations that adopt it quickly and embrace it, obviously with the correct change management for Janet's benefit, they will be the ones that truly benefit from the era that we're in, truly unlock that productivity and really excel themselves forward. I think organizations that want to progress on that journey, the navigator that you went through, Chris, is key. It tells you what you need to know. It gets you on that journey and really helps demystify a lot of the overwhelming information that's out there at the minute. Definitely worth doing. And I'm really excited to see where this space goes. Where Copilot evolves to. I think the potential of it is massive, not just from a professional point of view, but from a personal point of view as well. I think it's going to cross that boundary, or certainly blur those boundaries into really being that assistant through life. Certainly as it matures and it becomes more available across the tech stack. So yeah, really exciting. Looking forward to it. And with that, yeah, thanks very much.
I have one last thing. Thanks, Rob. And I'm going to put John Russell on the spot because he was telling me a story the other day, and you just flagged something in my head about like your personal use. So, John, last thing, and then we're done.
Yeah, sure. Okay, it will be quick. My wife, I basically run most presentations and stuff through my wife, normally because she will pick up on things that I have not spotted, and she's really got the AI fear at the moment. It's going to take her job. It's going to remove the creative process, all of this kind of thing. And within 5 minutes, I'd spun up a nursery assistant for her. So one thing they struggle at nursery is creating decent policies because they find it really hard and their day job is so busy. So within 5 minutes, I'd created a nursery assistant GPT that took some documents from the government website, the UK government website, on EYFS provisioning, and then basically allowed her to write and ask, I'd like a policy on intruders. And it goes and scans the documents, and within 30 seconds it's come back. So I showed within 10 minutes the value of what it can be. And it is true that it's a co-pilot. It's not going to replace things, and it's now part of my daily routine. I'm using it all the time, building things all the time in there to help me augment my daily work lifestyle, basically. Yeah.
Love it, man. Well, thank you. And that's an awesome story. I feel like that's a good place to wrap up. So everyone, listen, thank you for joining the crazy unplanned. I came up with this idea at gym call. And anyway, you all rock. I'm excited to see where this all goes. And yeah, I appreciate all of your input. So thank you so much, folks.
Appreciate it, Chris. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Take care, guys.
Cheers, guys.
God bless. Bye-bye.
Thanks, folks.
Cheers.